Back in 2018, I wanna say, I remember seeing what I perceived back then as being a veteran player wielding a spear gun for the first time, and his Warframe was keeping it like this, and he would go chupow, chupow, and then all of a sudden he was like, boom, he threw it at a group of enemies, and somehow everything melted. Now, I'll be honest, I don't remember what spear gun it was per se. I just remember getting these, oh my god, I need to play that weapon vibe kind of thing. Because it oozed Stargate SG-1, you know, with the guys with the head that looked like a cobra thing, with the, and they had the choo-choo-choo. Anyway, that's not the point. What is the point, my friends? Speargun changes are coming to Warframe, and spear guns are so thematic, they just ooze personality, and I love the weapon type. The problem is twofold. One, they're not very powerful, and two, there are not a lot of them. But thankfully, we're gonna be getting fixes, hopefully, to both of those issues. Now, this information comes from Primetime316, my friends, where they showed off the latest spear gun, which will be added to Warframe, and it's gonna be STYANAX's signature weapon, and it's gonna be called the AFENTIS. And apparently it means something. I'll be honest, I didn't Google what AFENTIS means. If you guys could let me know in the comment section down below, I would love you even harder, if that's even possible. Now, to the Afentis and to the spear guns, here's the thing about spear guns. Normally spear guns have two fire modes. Normally, yeah, all of them have two fire modes. The first fire mode, you chupow chupow, and the second fire mode, you throw the spear gun, and usually this whole throwing spear gun thing was never really something that super caught on, even though something like the Scourge is definitely useful when it comes to certain combinations. Now, I'm gonna give you a free tip. If you love spear guns, like I love spear guns, for subjective reasons, they don't need to be powerful. We can get power in a number of ways in Warframe. Make sure that you buy, my friends, the Nidus Noble animation. This Nidus Noble animation, because look how it looks with a spear gun. It holds the spear gun like this, like it's an actual melee weapon and all whatnot. I love this, man. It's gonna go great with your fashion. Now, getting back to the STYANAX spear gun. Yeah, so STYANAX is the brand new Warframe coming to, well, Warframe. He's gonna be free for the first 2 weeks, and he's gonna have a spear gun signature weapon. Bear in mind, not an exalted spear gun, yes, just a normal spear gun weapon, which you will be able to put on any Warframe. But of course, if you want more details on STYANAX, how he plays and all whatnot, got a nifty little vid, link the card right now. Here's what the spear will do. Throw Afentis to pin an enemy, and nearby enemies would also be stunned, so you can use the javelin essentially to stun enemies to get some crowd control. I call it the javelin. It's not a javelin, it's a spear gun, because javelin is what the abilities of STYANAX do, okay? Basically, he materializes these energy-like javelins and throws at people and does stuff. It's cool. It's really cool. Can't wait to play the Warframe. Now, that's one way to use Afentis, by aiming it at an enemy. Another way, apparently, is to throw Afentis onto the ground to buff nearby allies with Ballistari Might. And I'll be honest, I don't know if I'm pronouncing Ballistari, or if that's the way you say it, but that's not important. What is important? The buff increases reload speed, fire rate, and ammo pulls, and reduces recoil. Essentially, gives you a lot, and I mean everything, if you think about it in terms of usability. You get the ammo, you get the less recoil, fire rate, reload speed. I mean, fire rate is direct DPS. And reload speed, for that matter, okay? And it makes weapons feel a whole lot better. But that's not all, there's more. Allies who kill enemies with the Ballistari Might maintain the buff temporarily when they move away from the Afentis. So you get a kill, you can walk around a little bit, get back in, and all whatnot. Now here's a historical problem with spear guns. They had cool and pseudo-useful secondary fire modes. Again, when I say secondary fire mode, I mean just throw it onto the ground and it does things. The problem is, as they outlined in Primetime 316, you know what? Warframe is a super high-paced game, and we wouldn't really have it any other way. By the time I throw my spear onto the ground and say, hey guys, check out the buff, you guys are, wait, where did everybody go? Everybody's gone already. They already cleared the room and they're heading to the next zone. So we needed something a bit more streamlined for spear guns. So essentially, now what they're doing is making sure that as soon as you throw the spear gun onto the ground, it returns to your hand as technically another spear gun. Okay, so the spear gun will be present on the ground doing the stuff that it does, but you also have one in your hand, so you keep on playing. You can put it down again and again and again. Also, some spear guns, I'm not sure if all, had a charged attack. So you had a quick attack, peek, or you could charge it and right? They're removing that completely. All attacks will be charged attacks, but you don't need to charge them. Just tap, attack, maximum damage. That's basically how it's gonna work. I am so happy to see all of these changes. There's a lot of guns in Warframe which are really cool, thematic, and like I said, ooze personality, but they don't get to see a lot of play. For various reasons. Either people don't know about them, either people simply want to use something powerful, or simply they don't like them. Because let's be honest, at the end of the day, at least up until this point, playing with a spear gun from mission to mission, although it looked cool and you were nice and all whatnot, if you weren't playing solo, you were kind of being left behind because it always felt a little bit on the sluggish side. But fear not, my friends, we are getting these changes, and I cannot wait to play with spear guns even more, because again, they're not super popular, they have high Riven dispositions and all whatnot. Even the Scourge Prime, which has been added recently, is sitting at a 4 out of 5, and don't worry about it, my friends, I'll bring you guys full and detailed guides where an update is required and all whatnot. As for the Afentis itself, dude, that buff it gives off, that's huge for usability, especially if you take into account the ammo nerf that we're going to be getting. Oh, and by the way, if you guys don't know about the nerf and the AoE nerf and all whatnot, and how it's probably gonna affect a whole lot of weapons, then you wanna watch this vid, like the cards, right now. And I do believe, my friends, that's pretty much it. I'm excited, okay? I'm a gun nut in Warframe, it's what I do. And I cannot wait to play with the spear guns, and I can't wait to get Afentis and have a little bit of fun with that. Also, there's a new melee weapon called the Cilantro, or something of the sort. As always, my name has been Leyzar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. If you got any feedback for me, I would love to read it in the comment section down below. Now, you can also find me on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, all the usual places. You can also join our Discord and all whatnot. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!